every time I get a yacht that I'm looking to finance and do appraisals. When I do appraisals, I generally like to look worldwide where the comps are. I've seen that yachts in Europe and Asia are significantly less than they are here in the US. I've heard all kinds of reasonings for this. They're not spec'd out as nice. Some of them have told me they don't even have air conditioning because in Europe they don't need it.
They do.
But they don't have the bells and whistles. Is that the biggest reason, or does it have anything to do with right now the European economy with the war in Ukraine, what's going on in Israel? But I've seen steep discounts for the same manufacturer, same year, same model, same hours, 20-30% below value.
So I think the biggest thing is you're seeing product that's been brought over, and with that product being brought over, there's added costs for the dealer, whether it be operational costs, top of it, the shipping costs, the duties. So the biggest thing is I'm seeing is product that's being brought over from the US, which is the US market currently, has to have those added margins for those dealers to make back their money, whether it be shipping or, they have to make back their operational costs. There is a business still point to it, right? Profit, everything else. You are bringing over an asset from Europe to the US. So what you're seeing over there is items that have not had that cost added on yet, in my opinion, So that's the biggest thing I've seen. But also bringing over those boats from Europe, there is an added cost to it too. You have to ship over that boat, which could be, 40 to, I don't know how big the boat is, 100K. You have to add in product to it to make it a US spec boat. So you have to take out all the outlets, you have to put in a power converter. So these are things and a converter itself could be $40,000 to $60,000. So these are things that need to be assessed into what you're seeing over there too, right? And that's a big thing that clients don't take in perspective. I have clients all the time sending me, hey, this boat's in Europe. And I'm like, well, I'll send you the shipping invoice and you're gonna have to pay $50,000 out of pocket. And it's like a 40-foot boat. So imagine the big boys, So
I'll give you an example. So knowing the type of investor that I am, I'm always looking for opportunities. So when I've seen all these, and again, I hate to say it, but I try to buy low and sell high.
Yeah.
And the places where you buy low is where there's distress, not only economically, but it could be war. Maybe, I think it was about a year ago that I saw, 6 months ago, I saw a yacht selling for like half the price in Israel.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was right when the war, I didn't even know what was going on, but I said, well, this is so strange that I have a boat that's selling for half the price. I was thinking, why don't I just buy it, import it to the US? There's a big market for this yacht here. You see a lot of speculators doing that, buying cheap over there, with conversions, and then remarket them here.
Yeah, I see it both ways actually. I see for new boats or something, or very like new boats, I see a lot of Americans. It has to be a certain size too and a certain price point. I think it has to be 1.5 and above, maybe 2 million and above, where you actually start getting that margin back and you can bring it back here. If you're gonna go buy a 40-foot boat out there, it just doesn't make sense, So there's obviously, specs that you have to look at and make sure the boat is good to bring over. But biggest thing I see is price point and the margin you can make. So I do see that happening a lot for Americans, going to Europe for larger boats, buying them out, and then bringing them back here. And reverse, Turkey has a lot of cheap labor, shipyards and parts. I see a lot of Turkish citizens coming over to Miami or other markets and buying boats that, are in bad condition. And they bring them back over there for cheap and build them up cheaply and then sell them somewhere at a higher profit. So I'm seeing both sides, honestly. I see both sides.